Good morning, everybody. And is the chat working right now? Let's see if the chat's working. I gotta refresh it. It might be working. Nobody might be typing. We got CD Wit and Alien Head Intelligence in the chat. Alien, CD Wit. Glad to have all two of you guys in here right now. And of course, we also got TikTok going on. So if you guys are over on TikTok, if you're in YouTube here, we might be moving just straight back to YouTube vertical view in a second, or maybe next week. Not exactly sure. It doesn't seem to be doing anything out on TikTok. Doesn't seem to be doing anything here in YouTube. Might be dropping the live stream completely if that's what we got going on. But let's take a look at the overall market. We got AMC at 501 on the top left-hand side of the screen, 2.15% lower. GameStop, 2.49% lower, bouncing off $20 per share, back up to $21.19 right now. Shiba Inu Coin, 1509, back up from 1462. Pretty strong moves in the crypto and stock market today. Bitcoin, this is an hourly chart. Let's move back out to a minute chart here. Bitcoin bottoming out at 62,383, currently coming back up to 63,406. And of course, might be hitting resistance now at this level if it did confirm this breakdown. We'll have to find out. But a 1.79% loss in Bitcoin, 3.46% loss in Shiba Inu Coin. You've got the NASDAQ down a heavy 2.21% today, 16,814, man. Check out the NASDAQ here, gapping way down this morning and trying to bounce back up above the open, but it's currently having a very, very difficult day, gapping down 2.19% loss. Dogecoin sitting at 11.3 cents, down 4%. SHIB 1504, down 3.5%. Ethereum 4% loss, $3,000 per coin today. You've got Bitcoin sitting at 63,400, down 1.77%. The SPY sitting at 532. You've got QQQ 449. Mullen Auto 94 cents, touching 90 what? 90 cents flat this morning. Look at this, guys. This is actually crazy. This level of 90 cents here was support when Mullen Auto was 90 cents prior to the 1 for 100 split that took place just 8 months ago. Guys, a 1 for 100 split. And we're talking about hitting the same resistance, same support levels that we were at then. It's lost 99% of its value. This stuff is insane, man. If you go back, 1 for 100, we were talking 1 for 900 split just from where we were 1 year ago today. The stock price would have been 900 times higher than where it is just a year ago today. If you go back a year and a half, 2,500. No, 25,000. It's 1 for 900 and then another 25,000 times. If you had one share, if you have one share, you would have needed 25,000 shares to have that one share. Oh my gosh, dude. Don't buy Mullen Auto. Mullen Auto is one of the worst stocks on the planet. Worse than farming. Sundial sitting at 205, 7% loss on the day today. Netflix down 1%. MPW actually green. MPW bouncing back a little bit today. Tesla down 3% today, 209. Amazon getting ripped today, 167, bouncing back off 160 lows. And Apple sitting 2% higher somehow. Apple is 2.31% higher, $223. We're going to watch Bitcoin play out on the bottom left-hand side of the screen and see if it does anything or if the cryptocurrency market is as they say, nothing but scammers and criminals in the cryptocurrency space. Dude, I read an article, I read a hit piece by the Los Angeles Times this morning. Those people are so stupid, man. These people are so dumb. They're not going to make it, man. They're not going to make it. Crypto is not just for criminals. Crypto is actually the worst thing that criminals could possibly use. Missed the intro, but I'm here. Chris, I will gladly do the intro again for you because, well, you're the only one in here, man. Hey, better not drop the live chat. Alien Head Intelligence, man. I'm telling you, it is tough going right now. 8 viewers, in the live stream. Dude, we would be better off just group messaging as I sit outside and like let the rain hit me. We'd be better off just in a group message on text or Discord, texting back and forth than sitting in this live stream. As nobody is interested in crypto or stocks right now. It's wild. Clay saw a video of the everyday spy guy explaining how CIA government uses Bitcoin for operations because it doesn't affect the dollar's circulation. Kind of like how if cops got a drug bust, they get to keep the money for whatever because they can't just throw it back into circulation. Yeah, you know, sort of, right? So it is interesting that governments do confiscate Bitcoin. Governments do confiscate cryptocurrency. The United States government right now has roughly $2 billion in cryptocurrency. And, you know, Trump said that they would keep that Bitcoin forever. It would become a strategic reserve. They would never sell off of it. Your Bitcoin's fine. And it's interesting because Germany did the same thing. They confiscated billions of dollars worth of Bitcoin, but they sold it off. Now, you're right, dude. You don't think that they go out there and allow that money to be put back into circulation. All right, they can't throw those dollars back into circulation when they do a drug bust. Dude, I am highly skeptical, right? I am highly skeptical that with as much money as it is, and as crooked as I know these people are, dude, if there's a $100 million cocaine bust, or if there's a $100 million fentanyl bust at the border, I am highly skeptical that money or those drugs never go back into circulation. My gosh, dude, what is that, a tank rolling down the road? That was wild. Dude, I at this point in time, like, looking into this stuff all day, every day, I do think that there's a very good chance that that stuff does re-enter circulation. Jeremy, if you were over on TikTok, thank you very much for being over there, guys. Don't forget to click that like button over there, and on YouTube as well. Sorry I'm late. Crazy week at work. It is all right. Good, better late than never, Frank. This market is unfortunately crap. I'm looking at a 1% a week in premiums. I'm not going to get stupid or greedy. Yeah, Frank, dude, getting greedy right now. You might have a lot put to you if you do end up getting greedy. Nick F, good morning to you, Nick F. Glad to have you in here, man. Hey, Clay Bro, what's your price prediction for XRP this bull run? And can it reach $1,000 per coin or at least 200? Crypto Con Raul Valdez Reyes. I do not think that XRP is going to hit $1,000 per coin or even close to it. Here's and I don't follow it closely enough, right? So I don't know if they plan on burning, if they plan on splitting. I don't know what their plans are for total circulation. I will say this, right? Ripple is a financial institution that allows for international finance, and I believe that they are much better suited for cross-border payments than any bank that is out there. I believe that cryptocurrency on the blockchain is not only faster and cheaper, I believe it is much more transparent. Yeah, and look, dude, this is the kind of stuff that I'm talking about, right? We talk about cryptocurrency for 2 minutes here. Check this out. This is the dumbest stuff that you'll ever see. Already restricted out there, because we talk about cryptocurrency for a couple minutes. Oh my gosh, man. It is absolutely wild. Dude, just forget it, man. Just forget it. I don't even understand why we leave this stuff open. Oh, these people, man. The amount of censorship that is out there is absolutely insane, dude. It is wild. It is wild. Dude, here's the thing, too. You know, you see this stuff. You can get immediately censored, and they want to shut you down from talking about this kind of stuff. part of it makes you want to stop talking about it, right? But then you realize if you do, man, that's exactly the hole that they want to dig you down into. It's absolutely ridiculous, man. It's absolutely ridiculous. Let's see here. Talking about XRP, man. I do not think that XRP is going to go to $1,000 a coin. I believe that Ripple as a company can one day reach a multi-trillion-dollar valuation because it is one of the first and one of the, it's got first mover advantage, right, in international finance. So that is a very strong plus for it, but it's also leading the game, right? I believe it's better than any bank out there. So because of that, I believe Ripple can be a multi-trillion-dollar institution one day. Does that mean that XRP becomes a multi-trillion-dollar cryptocurrency? If there's no stock, if there's no equity ownership in Ripple, there is a chance, yes, that XRP is able to justify a multi-trillion-dollar valuation. I would actually expect there to be some sort of like a balance between stock or equity in Ripple and the balance that you can see in XRP. So I would imagine no, it doesn't reach 1,000 unless they drastically reduce the supply. Let's see here. Hey, I'm down with Texas. Yeah, alien head intelligence, man. It's getting a little wild, especially if they don't even let you talk about whatever you want to talk about here. He said it's like a legal version of money laundering. Yeah, so Chris, if you're talking about like the CIA and the government doing it, right? In that sense, yes. Because if the government goes out there and they seize illegal assets, it depends on what those assets are that they're allowed to sell. Now, clearly, they're not redistributing the stuff that you go to the dispensary for, but they will. They will sell cryptocurrency. They will sell cars. You know, if they find these guys, they will sell houses. They sell all of that stuff. So, yeah, dude, there is some money laundering that can go on by the government by seizing these, what they claim, illegal assets and then redistributing them into the economy and putting them back in circulation, and they're the ones that benefit from it. So, yeah, that can happen. Now, in terms of actual criminals using cryptocurrency to launder money, it is nowhere near as good as using cash. Cryptocurrency is unforgiving. Cryptocurrency, every single transaction you can see on the blockchain. It doesn't matter if it was 1/1,000,000th of a cent or $100 million. You can see it. It doesn't matter if it's intertwined with 50 million different wallets or if it's one wallet to another wallet. You can see it. And that level of transparency is never embraced by criminal activity. That level of transparency is never embraced. The entire idea of laundering money is being able to essentially cash it out. Being able to pay your taxes on it so that it becomes your money and legally recognized as your money. So illicit activity does often elicit businesses, okay, to launder the money and so on. And they often, and they could find a corrupt bank. I've watched a lot of documentaries on this stuff, and I don't know, HSBC, Hong Kong, Singapore Bank, corporate, whatever it is, HSBC is a very, very large bank. A lot of criminal activity flows through that bank, and I believe it could be because there's a lot of corrupt people. The same way that they buy police forces, the same way that they buy politicians, all they got to do is buy somebody at the bank that allows that money to flow through it without being red flagged. You can't do that with cryptocurrency, right? Because what happens in the cryptocurrency world is it remains crypto. So they still have to figure out a way to make it US dollars. They still have to figure out a way to make it into their fiat, into their fiat currency in the country that they live if they truly want to launder it. So, dude, it's still wild to me that these people perpetuate the idea that cryptocurrency is for criminals. Cryptocurrency is the most transparent form of finance that you could get. Why is Bitcoin selling off? Johnny K. The unemployment rate this morning came in at 4.3%. The unemployment rate was expected to be 4.1%. 4.3% unemployment rate, as a lot of people worried that we are gearing up for a recession. And gearing up for a recession means that there's going to be less spending. Gearing up for a recession means that less spending equals less money for businesses. Means that businesses are going to lay off even more people. Means that the unemployment rate is going to go up even further. Means that as the unemployment rate goes up even further, people are going to spend even less money. And then we're going to spiral into a pretty hard recession here. Now, that could be the case. What people are kind of ignoring right now is the fact that if we do spiral into a recession and we got to go through a couple hard months or years or whatever, what that's going to lead to is a major decrease in the current interest rates. That's how they stimulate the economy. That's how they encourage people to spend more money. So if we do end up in some sort of a recession, the tools that they use are either buy back bonds, putting money into the economy, or lowering interest rates, making it cheaper for you to borrow and spend money. So that could be a very strong positive for cryptocurrency if they lower interest rates back down to zero. Why? Because right now, people are making their 5.5% of the bank. They're very happy. It's easy. It's secure. 5.5% is good. If all of a sudden that number drops to zero, and you're back to where we were 6 years ago, making 0.05% interest at the bank. Nobody cares about 0.05% interest, dude. You get $100,000 in the bank and you walk away with $5 or 50 cents. Nobody wants that. So all of a sudden they got to go back into stocks. They got to go back into crypto. They're forced into a risk-on scenario because money is way too cheap just to allow accumulating at the bank. So there are positives to it, man. We just got to go through and push through the negatives and position yourself to be successful, man. Look, if we do spiral into a recession, if the unemployment rate jumps up to 5, 6, 7%, if businesses aren't hiring, if you are not one of the people that loses your job, use that time, man. Put your head down, walk forward, get a second job, go out there, start a side hustle. Do something to accumulate as much as humanly possible without you getting sick, that you're going to be able to prosper so insanely well as the stimulant in the economy is introduced. Guys, you're being presented with opportunity every single day. Now, if you are one that ends up losing your job during a recession, right? You cannot get down on yourself. You cannot say, darn it, dude, I'm one of the victims here. Dude, you have to buckle down even harder. Either try to find another one, use that period to better yourself and start your business and do what you really wanted to do because now you've been forced into that situation. But dude, when the economy stimulates once again, and it will, that's when you see in those years 20, 30, 40% increases in the stock market. That's when you see the cryptocurrency market do exactly what we want it to do, right? Retail investors returning because we are now in a risk-on scenario. Coins 3, 4, 5, 10xing in value. You have to be ready for it. You cannot be forced out, and you cannot let retail lose while institutions and whales once again win on the cycle. It's tough, man, but I know that you guys are tough. I'm talking to 13 people right now. I'm not talking to the 400 people who were all excited when prices were moving higher. I'm talking about the 13 people who have been here and have made it through the dark red days. I'm talking about the 13 people in here who will be successful. So I know that you guys are tough enough to make it. Clint, Is YouTube and Google tied together by the same, like Mountain Dew is to Pepsi? Because Google is blocking Don T searches and YouTubers getting ripped with. Yeah, so yes, Chris, Alphabet owns both. It's Google, right? Alphabet owns Google and YouTube. It's all the same company. Google AdSense is how you get paid on YouTube. And Google AdSense is essentially how you get paid for your stuff showing up on Google. But the parent company is called Alphabet. But yes, dude, it's all the same company, and they certainly love to promote certain ideas, certain ideologies, and they love to manipulate the masses by what they do and do not allow to be seen and said. It's wild, man. It truly is wild. Hey, I've read about those messages you've got. Someone has to report it or flag it. You know how to get some bozo saying the crypto is a scam or whatever. I think you might be getting flagged. Yeah, alien head intelligence. I believe it, man. I don't know what people's problems are. I think what happens in the cryptocurrency space is somebody buys a coin, right? Somebody buys a token. And it goes down today. Where we at? It goes down today, right? Let's say they bought SHIB. SHIB's down 4%. I don't know how you'd be too mad at 2%. They buy $100 worth, right? And now they have $95.87 in their account. They flip out. Their $100 just turned into $95.87. They cannot take it. They gotta blame the scammer, right? Me. On the screen talking about it. And if it goes down in value, it's not their fault. They're not willing to hold until it goes back up. It's only going to go down in value forever, and they're only ever going to lose money. So yeah, dude, I do believe that people buy in. They find themselves down $5-10. If they bought $1,000 worth, they find themselves down $50-60, and it's the end of times, man. It's the end of times. You're not cut out, right? You're not cut out to invest anything. You're not cut. I'm going to say this bold, and this might be like damaging to some people's egos here. You're not cut out to be successful if you can't deal with the ups and downs. And that goes with everything in life, not just investing. If every single time something bad happens, whether you lose some money in the market or you reach a setback in your life, if it makes you so emotionally unhinged that you're flagging people on YouTube or TikTok or X or whatever, man, if you're screaming because you can't take it, that's a victim mentality. And I am very sorry that that's your perspective on things, but you cannot be successful with a victim mentality. No matter what situation you're provided, no matter what situation presents itself in your life, you have to overcome it. Whether that simply means, closing your eyes and waiting until the market turns back around, which it always has and always will, unless we reach the end of a nation or the end of the world or whatever. So whether that's simply closing your eyes and letting it take place, or you yourself making a difference and making a change. So, if you're the victim of the unemployment rate going up and you lose your job, you have a choice, man. You can close your eyes and say, woe is me, or you can stand up, you can push forward, and you can make the changes in your life that you've always been wanting to make. You're just forced to do it a little bit earlier than you wanted to do it. So, yeah, dude, alien head intelligence, man. I know for a fact you're right. I don't know why people got to do that, dude. I cannot do it. Let's spend. In the past 2 weeks, I've bought about $4,500 worth of astronomy gear. Now, that's what I'm talking about. Frank, I like to see that. I like to see you doing that, right? I really like to see you doing that. Why? We talk and focus so much on cryptocurrency, investments, and so on. But I know the moon is always going to be there. I know the stars are always going to be there. And I myself, I like that stuff. I'm not as fascinated with it as some other people are. I'm not going to go out and buy $4,500 worth of astronomy gear. But dude, I know for a fact that you can always find something to be passionate about with the endlessness of space. And you're always going to be able to go look at the moon, right? Or look at the stars or a constellation or whatever it is. And it sounds like some very good equipment that you've got. So it sounds like you're going to be able to do that. But if the market's red, if you're down 40%, you can still find the joy in your passion for space. If the market's green, dude, you can still go out there and find the joy in looking at outer space, sharing that with somebody else. Somebody else can easily come over and look through your telescope. That's something that's awesome, man. So I really like that you do that, and that you were able to do that as well, man, because that's something that you're going to be able to use now and get enjoyment out of forever. My side hustle is making me more money than my main hustle. I'm only keeping my main hustle because it gives me health insurance. And Johnny K, not a bad idea at all, right? If you can mentally and physically handle doing both, do both, dude. Until one of them is no longer feasible, or you just can't stand it anymore, do both, man. Because there's no benefit. It's just like waking up and going downstairs and sitting on the couch and getting up and eating dinner and then going back to bed just to do the same thing tomorrow. You should always be productive, right? You should always be doing something that is considered productive. Man, bro, hope my $17,000 investment into crypto that I earned from hard work at my job can turn into life-changing money. I have been buying crypto since December of 2021 weekly. Crypto Conrad Valdez Reyes, man. I don't know, right? I don't know what you consider life-changing money. I don't know if you've got debt. I don't know if you're looking for $1 million. I don't know if you're looking for 100. Here's what I'll say. If you look at the last bull markets, and I think that you've got a decent portfolio and you're not like just in Bitcoin or something, so I do think that you can more than like 2x increase on your money. I think that you would be looking at between a 5 to 10x increase on your overall portfolio during the peak of the upcoming bull market. That goes for you, but it also goes for everybody else, right? If you give up at the bottom when prices are low, you're not going to make it. But if you hold until retail returns, if you hold until that blue line that we always look at on Google Trend Analytics, if you hold until that spikes up again, you should be seeing roughly a 5 to 10x increase on your money, because that's what we've seen in the previous bull market cycles. Retail returns and they buy like crazy. So, knowing that you've got roughly 20, you'd be looking, man, between I'd say about $75,000 to $200,000 there. That's a lot of money. Now, dude, I don't know what your situation is, but that can make you debt-free. That you could easily reinvest that into something and try to make 5 to 10% annualized, and then give yourself an additional $10,000 to $20,000 per year, very conservatively. $5,000 to $20,000 per year, very conservatively, man. That should pay all your bills, right? Making an extra $20,000 a year, that should pay all your bills. Might not be able to quit your job, but anything you do make would be just play money, or stack money, or accumulation money. So it really would put you in a much different position than you'd be in right now. So hopefully you look at it in a very positive light. If you're sweating $100, the market may not be right. May not be right for you now, or may not be for you right now, maybe ever. No, I agree, Frank. I agree, and I do think a lot of people. So I know a lot of people that watch the videos, and I know a lot of people that are in the cryptocurrency space. They do have very small accounts. $100 would be a very small account, and a $4 loss, like you would see today, would be a very small loss. But I know a lot of people are just getting in. A lot of retail, it's the first loss they've ever experienced, right? They jump in and they start small, okay? And then as soon as it starts to go down, they panic. Because they'll go out there, man, and they'll spend $18 at a baseball game buying a beer and a hot dog or something. That's not a waste of money. But they'll go out there and they'll invest $100, and all of a sudden they're down 5. Well, that's a waste of money, right? Now they've lost. They feel like they didn't get anything in return for it. And it drives up their emotions. Which is why retail investors always succumb to those emotions. And retail investors always believe that the market is rigged, that it's corrupt. Because they get so emotional when things go down that they sell low. And then they get so emotional when things go high that they want to buy, and they buy high. So retail is buying high and selling low, which is a very bad thing to be doing. And it's because of the emotions. What up, crypto fan? What up, KC Defense? How you doing, man? I have 13 different cryptos, totaling 17,000. And the first of my family to invest into crypto, and my family is huge. The type of family that you meet family members at a party that you've never met before. Crypto Con Ralph Valdez Reyes, man, I believe it, and I think that's awesome, dude. I really do. I was reading an article this morning talking about the amount of people that own cryptocurrency, and there's actually some I guess contradicting polls that are out there. The Federal Reserve has done a poll, and they claim that there's roughly 7% of the population that owns cryptocurrency here in the United States. Coinbase did a poll, and they say that 20% of the population owns cryptocurrency here in the United States. So clearly there are differing views and differing polls. Coinbase might be a little bit more biased in their poll, and which is why it might be higher. Federal Reserve, it might be much, much lower, because people that follow the Federal Reserve and want to hit that poll right there, maybe they don't own cryptocurrency. So it's probably somewhere between 7 and 20% of the population here in the United States that owns crypto. But just to show you that those polls are skewed, right? I did a poll out on X, and it was like 98% said yes, they own cryptocurrency. So it does. The results can be skewed based on where the poll is coming from. Because clearly anybody that follows me is probably going to, well, anybody that follows me is very, very likely to own cryptocurrency based on the 98% statistics that I saw. I too like space exploration and Wiener Dog AI to the moon. I like it, man. Joseph, let's take that Wiener Dog AI to the moon, man. Gonna be honest, I'm probably down 100,000 for stocks and crypto, but I know I'm gonna recover and then more after this bull run. I've learned a lot from my mistakes. Do your own due diligence. Do it, man. And Johnny K. So you are right? And I would say a lot of the cryptocurrencies that are down right now are down heavy in the smaller cap sector. The ones that are truly for retail investors. The Shiba Inu coins, the Doge coins, the daddies, the mommies, the meme coins out there, and the smaller cap cryptos are obviously getting hit harder than Bitcoin. Bitcoin institutions are buying and loading Bitcoin and Ethereum right now. When Solana ETFs get approved, Ethereum or Solana is going to go up just the same way that Ethereum did. So we can see some massive gains, man. We just have to make sure that we don't get scared out, and we don't have to make sure that the projects don't die. Sure, because if a project is going to die, you might as well take your loss on it. Right, you might as well cut your loss. But if a project is not going to die, when retail investors flow back in, dude, it's going to be so much money. You're going to kick yourself if you got out. my main crypto is Shiba, then Crow, then Jasmine. I got over 500 million Shiba, 45,000 Crow, and Jasmine. I have 150,000 coins. I also have some pre-sales like Dogeverse. Very nice. Crypto Con Ralph Valdez Reyes, man. I did see Dogeverse this morning down to like 0.0006. So it's down like a 75% loss from where it launched at, which is hard to see. But dude, the whole crypto market's getting ripped, so it's tough, man. We're all down these days. Sometimes you just gotta stop checking. It's an emotional roller coaster. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Exactly. KC Defense, dude. If you can't handle the ups and the downs, like I kind of have to sit here with the lines on the screen and kind of have to check them, right? Because that's just what we do here. Otherwise, it'd be a picture of my cats or something on the screen, and we'd just be talking. But yeah, if you got it, that's why I say, man, if you got to close your eyes and just keep moving forward, you can't give up. So many people give up, dude. Retail investors are known for giving up. That's why the institutions try to shake us out. That's why these sell-offs happen, man. That's why Warren Buffett just explicitly tells you the market is here to transfer wealth from the impatient to the patient. If you cannot handle the downturn, you will not be here for the upswing. And if you sell in the downturn and the patient whales and the patient institutions continue buying and they're here, they're going to benefit from the upswing. They're the ones that are going to make the money. So, yeah, man, it is, these guys are right in that sense. And you're right, too. You just got to stop checking sometimes, close your eyes, keep moving forward, and make sure that you make it. I'm a true a degenerate. I like it, Johnny. I like it. Yeah, Johnny, it's tough, right? When you buy the riskier tokens, you do risk your money, but where else are you going to be able to go? Unless you go to a casino or buy lottery tickets or whatever, where else are you going to be able to go that you truly can see 2, 3, 4, 5x gains in a week's period? You got to go to crypto, man. You got to. Let's see. I've learned to stay away from no-name crazy coins. Yeah, listen, KC defends. I agree in a certain sense. You're probably going to be much better off scalping those crazy no-name coins. If you can't find yourself just completely avoiding them, you're going to need to scalp them, man. Because there's a lot of the smaller ones, they're so small that any little gain, people take their profit, and then any little profit taking, boom, man. It's a very large dip because the liquidity pools are so small. Sitting on a lake fishing for lake trout. Lake trout are down deep. Just finding the right depth. My crypto analogy. Down deep it's just finding the right depth. My crypto analogy. I like it, Lonnie. I like it. And if you hit the right crypto in this lake trout fishing analogy, you can end up fishing for lake trout all day long and enjoying your life and enjoying what you do. Let's see, I'm down 36,000, over 100,000 across crypto space. Yeah, KC defends. I completely believe it, though, man. 36% decline is not large at all if you were into smaller cap meme coins or smaller cap cryptocurrencies. 30% decline is not a large decline. Here's the thing, though. The next time that this stuff runs and you see 2, 3, 4x gains, we can look at the retail statistics and kind of gauge it and make our decisions. But holy smokes, dude. We know that these retail investors are not cut out to see sustainable long-term gains. The fluctuation is there. So the next time this stuff rallies, dude, sell some of it. Sell all of it. And just get back in on a dip. People like Casey Defends makes me not give up. This is why I watch Clay, bro, and others to be able to handle my emotions. Yeah, it's like going to AA. Crypto con Rafael Des Reyes, man. I absolutely believe it. And here's what you have to do, right? You can't just invest all of your money. You still need to have enough money so that you can pay for things. You can enjoy going out to the dinner if you want to go out to dinner. If you want to go have some fun on a weekend or go on a vacation, you still got to have money for that, right? But then the money that you decide to invest, you have to be emotionless with it. You look at, so Crypto con Rafael Des Reyes, man, you're in a position there. You got a $17,000 portfolio. You're down a little bit on it. KC Defense, $100,000 portfolio. He's down about $36,000 on it. So you're starting to see, dang it, man. It is. I feel bad right now, but if I want a $100,000 portfolio, I have to be willing to go with those swings. We just talked about Johnny K, man. Johnny K, let's see, it'll be a point. I'll be down 30,000 in one day. Yeah, exactly. Johnny K, man. If you start to get a little bit of a larger portfolio there, and you got a 10%, 15% swing in your portfolio, and it results in a $30,000 loss, now all of a sudden you're starting to see, holy crap, dude, if I won a $250,000 portfolio, I'm going to have to deal with stupid $30,000 swings. I don't even have a $30,000 portfolio right now. What is ever going to happen? You got to get your emotions in check right now. Because if you can't handle a $5 swing, like some of these new guys that report you and want to red flag your content, if you can't handle the $5 swing, you'll never handle the $100 swing. And if you can't handle the $100 swing, you'll never handle the $1,000. You'll never handle the $10,000 swing. You'll never be able to handle the $100,000 swing. You will never be able. So, it goes all the way up to guys like Elon Musk, who literally see $1 billion per day swings in their portfolios. Now, I really don't have any desire to become a billionaire and see my portfolio moving hundreds of millions of dollars per day, or I don't care to see that. It would be cool, but that's not something that I don't know. You got to be a little bit crazy to even want that. But you can't get there, right? You cannot get there. You would imagine if Elon Musk was all of a sudden just given the $100 billion or $200 billion that he has, and he never worked his way up. He never learned to deal with the emotions of swings that size. Dude, not to be crude or something, but I don't think he would emotionally be able to handle it as a human, and I don't think that he would still be here. If all of a sudden you lost $3, $4, $5 billion in a day, that would cause a lot of people to give up, right? And you can't get to that level unless you're willing to work it up. And it's not just working up your portfolio, it's working on your ability to become detached from it. Some of the ways you become detached from it is you literally just view it as a number. You trust in yourself that you're buying something that's going to be here tomorrow, regardless of how far it's down today. And you trust in yourself that, well, this is my portfolio. I still have everything that I need to live off of right here. I'm going to work, sure. I got my income. I got all of that. My portfolio is doing whatever the heck my portfolio wants to do. But I can still go out to eat. I can still go to the grocery store. I can still go on vacation. I can still do all of this stuff that I want to do. And when you start to detach emotionally, from your portfolio, all of a sudden you can allow it to grow, man. You can handle those swings, and it becomes wild, man. Morning to you, Pudgy. Glad to have you, man. Hoping my dollar cost averaging is going to pay off. KC Defense. Yes, hoping it does pay off as well. The only way that it doesn't pay off is that if the stuff you're dollar cost averaging into dies out. Now, what we know is that if you're dollar cost averaging into stuff that does not die out, it will pay off. Dollar cost averaging has been a 100% successful strategy throughout history if the assets you're investing into stays around. There is essentially nothing, especially if you're in the overall market, right? There is essentially nothing that is cheaper or worth less today than 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 50 years ago, and so on. Dollar cost averaging is a 100% successful strategy as long as the investment, the company, the crypto does not die out. That's why diversification is very important as well. If 100% of your money goes into something like Shiba Inu Coin, and I don't know what would happen to it, but let's say Satoshi comes out and says, ha ha ha, Shiba Inu Coin sucks. A lot of people will sell off of that. So it could die out. But if all of a sudden you're invested in SHIB and Doge and Bitcoin and Ethereum and Solana and blah, on down the line, you diversify. Well, SHIB died out. Okay, we get it. But everything else is still here and growing. Or SHIB died out, Doge is down, but these exchanges, my Kronos, my Crypto.com coin, it's growing. Bitcoin, growing. Ethereum, Solana, growing. And so on. So yeah, dollar cost averaging is a tried and true strategy, man. You just got to make sure that which dollar cost average into doesn't die. And just wanted to share that everyone be careful on X and supposedly airdrops or new pre-sales because I accidentally clicked on the wrong link, got my crypto robbed like $500. Yeah, dude, it is. I hate stories like that. Crypto con Valdez Reyes, man. I hate stories like that, but it is true. There's a lot of people that only want to take your money. I don't like them, man. I do not like the guys that want to take your money. I don't like those guys at all. Good time to buy before the rally. If you have it, buy it. No, Giovanni, you're right, man. I don't know if there's necessarily a specific time that is the best to buy, right? I don't know if it's today. I don't know if it's tomorrow. I don't know if it's next week. But if you consistently are able to buy, you're going to be doing very well. Let's see. Thanks, Crypto Conrad as Reyes. Clay lifts us up. And so do you. I appreciate it, man. Heck yeah. Bought Purple AI at 14 cents, and it can go back up to a dollar price range easy. Easy money to make. Nice. Giovanni, dude. If you sit there and what is that, man? Like a 6x, 7x increase, I'm going to love it. Stop buying Solana rug pulls. And you know what? Johnny K, that does help, right? That does help. That's why I say you've got to get in and kind of get out. You got to scalp this stuff if you're going to be doing that. Because it's just, rug pulls are very prevalent. But you can still make money on them if you're not attached to them, right? Because people are attracted to the price action. And they're like moths to a flame. If the price is going up, people are going to want to buy it. You just got to be willing to get out. It might shoot up at another 10x, but dude, once it rugs, it's done. So, Johnny K, not bad. Financial freedom comes from emotionless trading, no loyalty to a coin, a complete mindset change in how you view finances. Sometimes hitting rock bottom is the mindset change that you require. Dude, yeah, and I mean, you got to be a little bit of a savage, though, too. You know what I mean? Like, you guys, I know you work hard for your money. I don't think there's anybody in here that is just like, it doesn't work hard and they've got some $1 million inheritance and they have no emotion towards their money because they didn't earn their money. Pretty sure all of you guys work very hard for your money. And you do develops a little bit of an emotion to it because it's not just like money. It's, dude, that took me 6 months to save up. I worked every day for 6 months and saved that up. That's 6 months of my life. That's not just, I don't know, $5,000. That's 6 months of my life right there. So you do develop that emotion to the things that we have because it's not just things. It's the time we traded for it. So you do have to be a little bit of a savage, man, to be able to detach yourself emotionally from your money, from your portfolio, your crypto, whatever. You got to spread it around. Agree. Clear bro, 2 weeks ago, I was knocking on the door at 30,000. Today, currently sitting around 21.5. Dude, that's what we're talking about, Frank, man. We have seen some very large pullbacks. That actually coincides almost perfectly with what KC Defense was talking about, being a $100,000 portfolio, down about 36,000. Johnny K talking about being down maybe 100. Dude, everybody is getting hit right now. Everybody is getting hit. And the thing that I know, Frank, I don't know if it's going to be next week, next month. I don't know if it's going to take a while now, and everybody's going to be perpetuating this idea of a recession. I don't know what's next. But I know that if you're not here and you give up now, your 30,000 went to 21,000 and you got 21,000. Okay, 21,000's a lot of money, man. It's great. But if you stick around, that 21,000, statistically speaking, is going to turn back into 30, 40, 50. One day, way down the line, 60, 70. It will continue to grow. The only way that it doesn't is if history changes itself. And it doesn't, we don't see gains. We don't recover. Hello, everybody. Was I first? Nope, not first, John J. Note for today. Don't look at losses. Just know they are definitely low, low, low. Yeah, John J, man. Today, you can look at the graphs. Today, ignore the math in your head. Don't look at that token you bought and say, oh, dang it, dude, I bought it at 10 cents. Now it's down to 6 cents. Don't do the math in your head. Look at the graph. Know that it's red. Whatever. Open your wallet tomorrow when it's green again. Open your wallet next week when it's green again. Whatever you got to do to push through. Now, if you can buy some more and you believe that it's going to recover, maybe add a little bit more so that instead of getting back up to 10 cents, you only got to get back up to 8 cents, right? So there are some things that you can continue to do if you believe that that token, that coin, that project, that stock, that company is going to be around next year, 2 years, 3 years from now. Make that money, man. Make that money. Let's see. Did I just read the headline correctly? $3 trillion in the stock market lost in the last 24 hours. Yeah, you probably did, CD Wit. You probably did. $3 trillion would be probably about a 7% loss on the overall market. Now, yesterday was a down day, and today is another down day. So down about 3% today. And yesterday was a very tough day as well. So this may have been about a total 7% loss here between these 2 days on the NASDAQ, which would coincide with about your $3 trillion number. The overall stock market, last time I looked, and as far as I know, is between $40 and $50 trillion total. So a 10% decline would have been about a $4 to $5 trillion loss. I think this takes you down about 3% today. Pretty heavy loss yesterday as well. I think you're about that 6-7% loss. So yeah, you would have read that correctly, man. And a lot of it getting hit by Amazon, dude. Amazon's down 10%, right? Amazon down 10% at a $1.7 trillion company. Think about that, man. Dude, that's $1.7 trillion lost in Amazon. 10%. 1.7, almost $2 trillion lost just in Amazon alone. So some other stocks, prop it up a little bit. Some other stocks make that number go up. That's why you're diversified. But yeah, dude, you're talking a $2 trillion loss in Amazon alone. Sorry, 200 billion. 10% of 2 trillion is not 2 trillion. My gosh. $200 billion loss in Amazon alone. So these numbers add up, man. These numbers add up very, very quickly. And when you see a $200 billion loss in Amazon, yeah, it could easily go into a $3 trillion overall loss, man. And sorry that I was saying 2 trillion. I was looking at the 2 trillion. I meant to say 200 billion, but I kept looking at that 2 trillion number, so that's why I was saying 2 trillion. Great content. Do you think there may be a massive surprise SHIB burn? Massif, not from the ecosystem team. I do believe that, at any time, community members and or like specific projects can give you massive Shiba Inu coin burns. But you're not going to see a massive SHIB burn from the ecosystem team. Also, all premiums are going towards dollar cost averaging on JEPQ and SVOL. Very nice, Frank. Dude, I like that Frank continues to dollar cost average into his portfolio as well. That's how you build a larger portfolio. That's how you build up more shares. And that's how you get lower cost basis. Purple AI has gone up to the $18 range. Wow, $18 range. It's only 16 cents and only 1 million circulating. It's easy, fast money. I don't know if it'll get back to the $18 range. but easy money for sure. Dang, dude, that'd be a 100x increase if it did make it back up there. There's nothing worse than adding $500 to your portfolio and seeing it drop $600 the next day. You got it? KC defends, man. I've had those days before, man. I've had those days before. You add a bunch of money, 500,000, whatever you're adding to your portfolio, and then literally the very next day, your 5,000 turned to 3,000 bucks. You're like, what the heck is going on, man? Yeah, those days are ridiculous. Jobs report, unemployment up to 4.3%. You're right on that one, man. People will be flocking back to crypto soon. They will. Guys, it is 1 o'clock. John Jay, thank you very much for being over on TikTok. I think you're the only guy over there, man. Appreciate you. All you guys over here on YouTube, get your names in the chat right now. We'll do some shout-outs. We're going to be back with videos. Please watch those videos. Appreciate all of you guys for doing that. Keeping the chat going. Keeping the chat awesome. Even though there's very few people in here. Hey, man, very few people are going to be successful. I don't know what to tell you. Let's do these shout-outs. We'll be back a little bit later with some more videos, guys. Johnny K, have a great afternoon, man. Lonnie, see you later. KC Defends. We got Frank, KC, Masif. We got CD Witt, Masif. We've got Frank Giovanni, KC Defends. Johnny K, man, have a great one. KC Defends, see you later. Lonnie, KC Defends, SD, Giovanni, all of you guys. You know what time it is. You want to say it with me? Say it with me. Till the next time, Panda KC Defends. Hope that each and every one of you have an awesome day.